Hello everyone, let's continue the series Roadmap to Become Competitive Programmer 5 star. So in this video I'll be explaining you the problem degree of polynomial. So in mathematics the degree of polynomials in one variable is the highest power of the variable in the algebraic expression with non-zero coefficient. I think this is the mathematical definition, but don't worry, I'll be telling you on the board, so it will be crystal clear. So chef has a polynomial in one variable x with n terms. The polynomial looks like a0 to the power x0, a1 to the power x1 plus up to so on, like a to the power x2 plus so on, n a n minus 2 to the power x n minus 2 plus a of n minus 1 to the power x n minus 1. So where a of I minus 1 denotes the coefficient of the ith term, because we are starting with a 0. So this is first term, and this is the second term. So that's why ai minus 1 is the coefficient of the ith term. So if it were like we starting with 1, then it would have been like ai minus 1th term only when we are dealing with ai minus 1. But since we are dealing with 0, so that's the case. Okay, so this is the coefficient of ith term, which is x power I minus 1 for all I greater than equals to 1, less than equals to n. So we have to find the degree of the polynomial according to this definition. So note, it is guaranteed that there exists at least one term with non-zero coefficient. So which means this statement is saying that we have at least one coefficient which is non-zero, and we do have a polynomial, degree of a polynomial. So we need to find that. So first let's take input, and then we will be dealing with the examples. So first line will contain t number of test cases, right? So we'll be dealing with the test case. For every test case we'll call a function solve, and for every test case we have integer n denoting a number of terms in the polynomial. So I'll be telling you, don't worry, we're taking n, and the second line of each test case contain n separate space separated integers I, integers, the ith integer a of I minus 1 corresponding to the coefficient x power x minus 1. So I'll be telling you, don't worry. So what it is saying, so in the first, they have given 4 test cases. So in the first test case n is 1 and we have 5. So let me tell you what they're trying to say. So what is getting blurred? It is clear now. So they have given 4 test cases. In the first test case n is 1, which means we have only one term, and the a of I minus 1, which is it's like 0, we have as 5. So essentially what they're saying is we need to find the degree of a polynomial. So I think you guys know algebra, and what is polynomial, I think you guys know. So in algebra we have something like x plus 2x square plus 3x cube, or something like 5x cube. So this is polynomial with degree 3. So whatever highest x power you have, that is going to be the degree of the polynomial. Now let's say you have x 2x plus x to the power 5. You have only this thing. So in that case the highest power is x power 5. So the degree of the polynomial is 5 in this case. But this can be written in this way as well. You may write x power 0 into x power 0 plus 2 into x power 1 plus 0 into x power 2 plus 0 into x power 3 plus 0 into x power 4 plus 1 into x power 5. You can write this way. So if you write that 0 into something is 0 plus 2 into x power 1 is 2x, and this is again 0, this is 0, this is 0, and here you have x power 5. So essentially these boils down to 2x plus x power 5. So essentially this will boil down to this. So yeah, I've said you like how we will okay, I'll be telling why I did this. So what they're saying is they have given an n as the number of terms in a polynomial basically, and the polynomial will look like something this way. The polynomial will be in the form of a to the, I mean this will be coefficient x power 0, this is into a1 into x power 1 plus a2 into x power 2 plus up to so on, you will go a n minus 2 into x power, this is small n, I'll be taking small n only, n minus 2 plus a n minus 1 into x power n minus 1, and this is into. So it's like you have n terms, you're starting with 0, so 0 1 2 up till so on you have n terms. Like if you put n as 3, so you'll be having 1 2 3 terms, so you have 3 terms but it will be until 3 minus 1 which is 2. So this is the format of the polynomial that they have said, and they are said that you need to find the degree of the polynomial, and the degree of the polynomial is the I mean the highest degree whatever you have in the polynomial. And in order to find the if that highest polynomial exists or not, you need to look into that coefficient. If that coefficient is 0, so in the previous example I showed wherein you had 2x plus x power 5, so when you have x power 2, its coefficient is 0, that's why this degree is not in this expression in this polynomial. So it's like you will be moving from left to right, which is said in the question. So you will have to find if this coefficient is greater than, if it is not equal to 0, not greater than, because it may have negative also. You may have 2x minus 3x power 4. This is also valid because here your coefficient is minus 3. So whenever you don't have 0 in the coefficient, so that degree is valid. And in the question they've said the degrees are in increasing order, like from x power 0 x power 1 x power 2 this way. So you will be basically, what you'll be doing is that you'll be running a loop, um, wherein your let me call it as since this is power, let me call it as power only. So your this power will be from 0 to n minus 1. For n terms in a polynomial, you will be having till n minus 1 as I showed here. So now we will take one degree as variable, so which will initially not have any value, which means we don't have any degree. So when you are entering into this loop, you will be checking if this a of I, whatever the value you are having, this if a of I, if it is not equals to 0, which means you have the uh, you have that x term, you have that degree. So your degree will be updated to power, which means since it is from increasing order like x power 0 x power 1 x power 2, so till what term you will be having, like you don't have coefficient is 0, the latest I mean the highest degree, so that will be in our this degree, right? So what I mean to say is that in this case you have n as 1, which means your polynomial expression will boil down to your polynomial in this case will be a naught into x power 0, because you have only one term, so you have one term. What is a naught? A naught they've given is 5 and x power 0 is like 1. So this is the polynomial you have, and if you want to find the degree of this polynomial, you have 0, right? This is the highest degree that you have because your expression is 5, and this can be written as 5 into x power 0. So you have x, it's a polynomial in one variable, and this is a variable x. It may happen that x, y, z cube, something, you have this variables like 3 variables, but in the problem they have said only one variable you have in a degree, so you will be having only one x, and whatever the x power you have, that is the uh, degree of the polynomial. So for this answer the degree is 0. So don't worry, even if you don't understand, I'll be taking other examples, and definitely I'll guarantee you'll be able to understand. So in the first case, answer is 1. Let's start with the second case, minus 3 and 3. So in the second case, there are two terms, and a0 is minus 3, a1 is 3. So they have given in this way minus 3 comma 3, which means it is in increasing order. It's like a0, this is a1, right? If you have other elements, it will be a2, a3, up to so on till a of n minus 1. So you have two terms, it will be a0, a1. So if you, in order to find the polynomial of this example, so you have two terms. So your polynomial will be in this form, right? This is the polynomial. What is a0? A0 is minus 3. What is x power 0 is 1. So you will not be doing anything. What is a1? Which is 3. X power 1 is x. So this is the polynomial of this current example, and the highest x degree, if you are saying what you have is that, so this can be written as 0 and 3x power 1. So x, you will be checking, it has a degree 0 and it has degree 1. So this is the degree of the polynomial, like highest degree is 1 here. And so in the for loop, what I was saying, what you will be doing is basically you will be running a loop from this a0 to a1, and you will be finding like this is the 0th degree, this is first degree, and you will be finding if you have the coefficient as non-zero, then your degree will be updated to the current degree, like from when you're dealing with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll be dealing with that. Don't worry, I'll be telling you when you have more of these coefficients, you will understand. So let's try to take other example. So for this case, our answer was 1. That's true. For this case, let's start to take the answer. We have three terms. So we have three terms, and these are the coefficients of the polynomial. So when you have three terms, your polynomial will look like something this way, and it is going to be a0 x power 0, a1 x power 1, a2 x power 2, right? This is the degree, polynomial. So at this position, your a0 is 0, a1 is 0, and a2 is 3. So this comes out to be 3x square. The polynomial comes out to be 3x square. So if you see x, you have only 1 and its power is 2. So degree is 2. But how do you find in the code? Because this is mathematics, you are dealing with and calculating. But in the code, what you will be doing is, you have 0, this is a0, this is a1, and this is a2. So you will be running a loop from degree, right, 0. So this is for degree 0, this is for degree 1, and this is for degree 2. So when you see the coefficient is 0, so your degree will not be updated because this term is not there in the polynomial. When coefficient is 0, this term is not there in the polynomial. When you have the term, which means this term is there in the polynomial, and when we are moving from the least degree to the highest degree, so whichever coefficient is non-zero, that will have the highest degree. So here degree is 2. So let's say now your n is 4 and the coefficient value is 0, which means when your coefficient is 0, which means here the degree is 3, but when you're checking for this degree 3, if it in my polynomial it is there or not, since it has 0 coefficient, so this will not be there in the answer. So the highest degree will be till at this point only, right? So now let's say you have n as 6, you have 1 and then 0, right, the coefficient. So a4 is like you have 1 and a5 is like you have 0. So now you here your degree is 5 when you're moving from highest degree to lowest degree. So at a4 you will find that you have coefficient as non-zero, which means this degree is valid. So sorry, this degree will be 4, not 5. So this degree is valid, so your highest degree will be this. But when you move to this coefficient, it is 0, so this will not be there in the polynomial, so your highest degree will be 4. So I think you guys got to know how to solve this. I mean, what is the degree of a polynomial. So I'll be taking one degree, so initially it will not have any value, and in the question they've said definitely like there exists one term with non-zero, which means the degree of the polynomial will exist. That's why I'm not initializing with any value. Let me call it a highest degree, okay, and I'll be starting my degree with 0, and your degree will go till n minus 1, and your degree will increase 1 by 1. Now I'll take coefficient variable. I'll be taking coefficient value every time, I mean from a0, a1, a2, and I'll be checking if this coefficient is not equals to 0. If it is having non-zero, then your highest degree will be equals to degree. When you come out of the loop, you just print the highest degree. That's it. Let's try to run it. So we are expecting 0, 1, 2, 2. Indeed we are getting. Let's try to submit it. So yeah, it got accepted. In this way you could have easily solved the problem. So I think you guys understood, and this video is lengthy because I wanted to explain you everything. It should be crystal clear. You shouldn't have any doubts. And in the question they have said your degree is not random. If it were random, then you'd have a problem. Like you couldn't solve the problem since the degree is, I mean coefficient were in increasing order. The first coefficient indicates it is a0 and this is a1. And in this example, if you try to see, the 1 is like a0 coefficient, this 2 is a1 coefficient, this 4 is a2 coefficient, and 0 is a3 coefficient. So yeah, so in this way you could have easily solved the problem. Thank you guys for watching the video.